Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. My name is Dylan Love, and you're watching Monday edition of Engine Room, a podcast by Token Metrics. I'm joined by our market analyst intern, Jacob Coach Gallup, just as I am every Monday. And Jacob, what a day to be speaking to you. It seems that not even crypto is invulnerable to a bad day on the markets. We've got legacy markets down a bunch, and it's even spilled over into crypto. Overall market is down approximately 8 to 10%, let's say.
Yep.
Um, yeah. How do we pick this apart? Should we start with Evergrande?
Yeah, let's start with, well, first and foremost, so legacy markets, S&P 500 is down to 2.1%, this is the biggest drop we've seen since May 2020, earlier this year. And there's multiple reasons that's causing this, and Evergrande is one of them. So yeah, let's talk about Evergrande.
Well, for anybody who's unfamiliar, Evergrande is basically a gigantic real estate conglomerate based in China. They have some $300 billion of liabilities. All the while, they've given out more than $8 billion in dividend payments to shareholders. So the math doesn't exactly add up. And it seems like this reckoning today has been a long time coming. There were warnings about this company as early as 2012. And today it's finally spilled over into actually proper crash and affecting the rest of the market. Not even crypto real estate was invincible here, because even Decentraland was down today. So,
yeah.
I know that we could probably talk a little bit about Tether and Evergrande. There was some concern that Tether might be backed by Evergrande paper, but it seems like that's not the case. But also, we don't really know anything other than what Tether tells us is what it seems. How do you process this stuff, Jacob?
Yeah, so it seems like Evergrande is maybe going to be China's Lehman moment. That's what economists are calling it, which is in reference to the Lehman Brothers going bankrupt as a result of subprime mortgage loans and causing the 2008 financial crisis, which, yes, it was just the US, but that affected the globe and caused a global recession. And we're kind of starting to see the beginning of that, because if Evergrande goes under, that's going to affect China, which in turn is going to affect the rest of the world. And we're already seeing that. I mean, Evergrande's share prices are down nearly 80% this year, and the trading of its bonds were halted by Chinese stock exchange in the past few weeks. And actually, Chinese authorities told major lenders that Evergrande was not going to be able to pay its interest payments on September 20th, which is today. And Beijing was warning that Evergrande was going to default on some or all of its debt. So if they go under, that's going to cause the Chinese market to tank, and in turn cause the US and the rest of the world to tank. So we're seeing major early warning signs of a financial crisis in China. And if we see that, then we're probably going to start seeing bank runs in China, where people are going to be trying to access their cash and waiting in lines of thousands of people. And this might cause riots. This might cause protests. And then that leads us back to crypto, where with crypto, you don't really need to go to and stand outside of a bank to get your physical cash for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it also brings us back to crypto, because when legacy markets take a hit, crypto also takes a hit. As we're seeing today, crypto's down 10% because the legacy markets are down 2% because of Evergrande shitting the bed.
Yeah. On that note, let's take a quick moment to remind people that they are either watching us on YouTube, in which case you're enjoying Jacob's amazing Hawaiian shirt,
Yes.
or you might just be listening to us on your favorite podcasting platform. The name of the podcast is Engine Room, and we're available on YouTube and audio formats. And we appreciate you giving this video a like. We appreciate you giving this audio file a download and a listen. Jacob, let's change gears ever so slightly to talk about Coinbase and American regulation, because the story for maybe 3 or 4 weeks at this point has been Coinbase has this cool lending product that they want to launch, and the SEC absolutely does not want them to launch it. It seems that they've finally capitulated today under threat of lawsuit. They have withdrawn, and they're not actually going to launch this lending product. So what does this actually mean? What I'm taking away from this is that Gensler's words are ringing truer than ever. They want to regulate everything in crypto. It's already begun. It has already been going on, and
Yep.
the fact that regulators still can kind of have Coinbase by the figurative balls, it means something important for how we're gonna handle crypto business in this country going forward. The regulators are really going to set the tone and pace of what we're allowed to do and when and how we're allowed to do it. I don't know. I kind of, I've been paying attention to this stuff for a long time, so it kind of flies in the face of the spirit of the Satoshi white paper, which is, it's not about politics. It's just about this idea of maximum sovereignty. I want to do whatever I want to do with my money. There's no one who can stop me, except the SEC now. is kind of what we're learning. At the same time that Coinbase has capitulated, it turns out that there's a deal with Homeland Security and Coinbase to actually begin using Coinbase's forensic blockchain analysis tools to figure out who's moving money and why is basically what I think that's all about. Jacob, what does this all mean to you? Capitulation, teaming up with Homeland Security. Is Coinbase going to the dark side? What does this mean to us?
Yeah, it's bizarre that they're getting investigated by the SEC and then also working with Homeland Security at the same time. It's like you think the US government might be on the same page, but I guess maybe they're getting one part of Coinbase is getting sued and the other part is helping out the government. Maybe this is their way to not get sued by the SEC because they're like, hey, we're helping the US government, so give us a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Well, we should clarify this raw speculation here, but but the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
At approximately the same time that Coinbase backed down from its lending product, it also inked a deal with Homeland Security. So who knows what that's all about? Another beautiful question mark in crypto land.
Yeah, and I think one more thing that we have to talk about today is SushiSwap.
Please.
So SushiSwap is in trouble. I mean, we've been pounding the table on it being undervalued, which it is compared to Uniswap, but at the moment there's cause for concern. So first and foremost, SushiSwap's founder, Chef Nomi, left the project in September of last year. And this is when co-founder 0x Maki became kind of the de facto CEO. But 0x Maki just announced they're leaving the project a few days ago to take on an advisory role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what that means, but they're just kind of taking a step away from SushiSwap, focusing on kind of the broader DeFi market. But it kind of is not a good sign because it makes me wonder, well, if the main creator of the project left a year ago, and now the other co-founder isn't committed to their own company, why should we? So that's the first cause for concern.
Yeah.
The second cause for concern is that their token launchpad Miso was hacked for $3 million a few days ago, which this was because the supply chain was compromised and the auction address got replaced with the hacker's auction address where they were able to acquire 864 ETH. And this actually comes a month after a white hat hacker, security programmer, saved Miso from a $350 million attack. So now this is the second time within 2 months. This time they actually lost money. And lastly, not to just pour it all out, but lastly, I do have reliable information telling me that there are major outflows from funds exiting their positions in Sushi from September 17th. So it's not looking good.
Yeah, you're saying it's a bad time to be holding Sushi.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying to get out of Sushi. I'm not sounding the alarms to get out of Sushi. I'm just saying it's very important to consider when evaluating your positions in Sushi, everything that's going on.
I see. You're serving up information on a platter and do with this what you will. I see now.
Exactly. I'm still holding Sushi. I still think it's undervalued compared to Uniswap, but this is definitely a major factor. I may be trying to exit my position, but I'm going to wait and see how everything folds out.
Let's see. Your use of the word fold is a little
Folds out.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk to me about these founders. These are pseudonyms, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I this is only loosely related, but I want to put this out there. I have an unpopular crypto opinion, and that's that if you are doing business in this space and you're using a pseudonym, you're a coward. You're a coward who is probably not paying taxes, and you should pay your taxes. And why don't we get to know who you are? A pseudonym raises many more questions to me than it ever puts me at ease. I'll throw
I don't know how Satoshi Nakamoto would feel about that, but
yeah, I realize the contradiction of this position. But at the same time, I feel like there are people in this planet who know who or what Satoshi Nakamoto is on some level, even though he's known for being unknown. I have it on good authority that it's a known entity.
Yeah.
I don't know what that entity is, but I've just heard from people who I trust. Yes, if you play your cards right, it's actually possible to have a conversation with this person, group. I don't know. Let me use this as I want to bring up mention of my recent interview on Crypto Hot Seat with Professor J. Jacob, did you watch this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I actually have not had a chance.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Please enlighten me.
It was an interesting little moment where we organized an interview with a guy doing a crypto project. It was completely his real name. I was expecting to use his name during the interview. And then the day of the interview, he starts talking about this Professor J alter ego, and he wants to appear as a cartoon. And keep in mind, this is, with hours to go before we're about to start recording. And I was like, excuse me, like, I know your name, and I know all these things about you, and now you're telling, only now do I learn like your identity is a secret. I think you have really bad OPSEC, brother. I think yeah. I'm just throwing this story out there because I would like to see if it can gain any traction. If we want to legitimize crypto, if we want this to be if we want small guys to challenge the big guys, then I think it involves having the stones to say, this is my name. This is my, don't put your social security number out there.
Yeah.
This is who I am. And you can look me up and all my stuff checks out. I
think it's hard for it to be legitimate when you show up as a anime character in an interview.
Yeah, it really made me I'm still here. I am talking about it a couple weeks later. I'm still grumpy about it. Let the record reflect. We absolutely want to talk to people doing interesting things in crypto, and we will honor your request for pseudonymity, but you should lead with that and don't let me know who you actually are.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to book an interview under your real name, that tells me that you're probably being very careless if you actually want to retroactively say, oh no, by the way, I'm not that guy, I'm this guy. Give me a break. Anyway, Jacob, what else do we have to cover on this bloody Monday of a market situation?
Yeah, well, so obviously I think we can circle back to legacy markets being down, and I think there are more reasons than just the Evergrande. I know investors were worried about the Fed. So the Fed's having a 2-day meeting starting today, Monday, September 20th. And investors are worried because inflation rates are very high, and they're worried that the Fed is going to stop printing money. They're going to slow down their monetary policy, and this is cause for concern because then this will obviously help out inflation but not help out the markets, and in turn probably still affect crypto, because as much as we'd like crypto to not be linked to legacy markets, to the stock market, it still is. Maybe the correlation isn't 1-to-1, the correlation isn't that high, but there definitely is still a major correlation. I mean, we're seeing it today. Legacy markets down 2%,
yeah,
the rest of crypto down 10%. And I mean, hopefully in the long term, the correlation is going to be nil and crypto can have a mind of its own. But right now, I think since we're still in the early stages, as, okay, 10 years into crypto, it's still correlated to overall, I guess, monetary things in the world. Everything that is affected by any change in the stock market and change in money still will affect crypto because
Right.
it's in that realm.
It's turtles all the way down, even if crypto is one of those turtles.
Yep.
At any rate, let's bring this to a close. I'm sure people got positions to open or close today, depending on their vibe.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for your attention. Thanks for listening or watching. The name of the podcast is Engine Room. My name's Dylan Love. I'm joined by Jacob Coach Gallup. Those are our real names, by the way. And stay with us. We'll be back with you Wednesday and Friday, and every 3 days a week after that.